Welcome everybody to our live stream here on lichess and Twitch. Hopefully I have sound this fine morning. What's up? Astrobate is not here. Our moderator is not here. It's just me. Alright, so yesterday we had a good analysis stream. I thought a lot of fun. Whenever about 10 games. What is up everybody? Zen Chess challenged me to 7+5 rated.
For the last time, no.
Alright. You're too strong and too rated. Like, can we get a more, like, sensible warm-up? Alright. Alright, we're not going to force Zen Chess to wait. No, not the Grand Prix attack again. Alright, you're still the Grand Prix attack. Oh, you want to play the Rossalimo. Oh. Rossalimo not happening today. Ooh, C4, okay. Marazzi like. I'm sure we played this, I don't remember. Yeah. Anyway. Free ham. What's up? Zen Chess is a subscriber. So it was weird. Like when you first logged on, it said you weren't a sub, but I guess that's just my Twitch, whatever it is. Twitch like loads really slowly for me. The same for everybody. Is that normal? Like it just takes forever for the like Twitch page to load. I have ping 163. Uh-oh, F3. What's that about? What is that about? Yuha's, whatever his name was last year. I had a game with this. One of those Yuha's kids. F3, D6. Last round game in the IM tournament I played last year. I won in this line. Finished on a positive note. It's the King's Indian. It's the same-ish King's Indian. Actually, if Queen A5, that's kind of an interesting move. Queen A5. Doesn't do anything. I mean, we could play A3, I guess. Doesn't do anything special. I think knight takes d4. My usual thing. You know, I don't know, like objectively, like should white wait till I move this bishop to choose a square before he starts this stuff? Should I play bishop e6 now to generate like counterplay against the c4 pawn? I would think so, right? You can't castle queenside if I play like bishop e6. I don't know how we would castle queenside anyway. They do it though. Those evil peoples. So previously, I've played bishop d7 here, or gotten to this position with my bishop on d7. What I'm trying to decide is it better to have the bishop on d7 or e6? You can also play a5. if I play bishop e6, for example, yeah, we'll try it. I guess you can transpose to a Gurgenidze variation, right? Like rook c1, rook c8, b3, queen a5. I don't really want my rook on c8 there. Okay, say rook c1, queen a5. Then they do like, what do they do? Rook c1, queen a5. What do they do there? I don't know. Knight d5. Rook c1, queen a5. What's white's move? But actually, the bishop wouldn't be on d4. That's the problem. Why would the bishop be on d4 if it was a Gurgenidze variation? If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine, but it helps me to clarify my own thoughts if I talk out loud about things that you don't know. If you don't know what the Gurgenidze variation is, it's a line where black doesn't play bishop g7 so early, and then usually exchanges knights on d4, and white has to take with the queen. And then the queen has to move again, which means like the bishop would be on e3, the queen would take on d4, and then the queen would like drop back to d2 or something like that. I guess he could like start attacking me with like g4 or h4, but it looks kind of strange. Knight d5 is just equal. Or maybe not. Maybe worse than equal. Maybe white is worse. I don't know. Probably not. Knight d5, queen a2. Knight e7 check, king h8. Strange. I don't know. I don't like playing strong players in the first game of the morning. But I'm up for the challenge. Tournament next week, next Thursday. Tentatively supposed to play category 7. But, which is like 2,400 something average FIDE. But you never know. I might get demoted or something to the fishy tournament that I was supposed to play in originally. What's up, Asterbait? Hopefully we don't get demoted. I really don't want to be like the #1 seed in a 10-man round robin. I'd rather play with stronger players. What's up, guys? It's a quiet Friday morning here. Nice to see Ham for free, Zen Chess, Asterbait. I got 2 more challenges. Oh, I only have 5 minutes. Let me guess. You just created your account last week. You've only been here 5 minutes, you mean? Oh, and 1. That was the game that I didn't have time to finish. Would you rather be a big fish in a little pond? Well, I mean, anyway, like, just playing better players is probably better for your game. Oh no, Mr. Bill. I lose my bishop. It's very easy here. It's morning. I could easily miss this, but we have the sneaky knight c4 check. I didn't even see that in advance. Obviously, knight d5 was too early. Now black's better. Better, but not winning yet. Yeah, Zen Chess is up late and I'm up early. Quality control for this game may not be the best. Would you rather be up late or be up early? Not technically early, but too early for me. I mean, I'm sharper in the morning, but I really need like a warm-up game or two before I start to play well. Oh no. Oh no, you lost material. You lost the material. Good to see ya. We got 2 challenges. Glomp. The only time I get up at 5 a.m. is to like go fishing or something. Hopefully. Alright. Say your prayers. Centralizado. That's a strong king position. Wow, you're going to do a fishing stream soon? I don't go fishing anymore. I mean, I have in the past, but I don't really do freshwater fishing, and that's all they have here in Hungary. H4. Wait, this should be an easy win, like there's not even a question. I'm just up the exchange. This is not a question. He's going to try to create some sort of fortress. Ham for fishing. Good thing those fish are river monsters. It's a good thing fish are omnivores. Juice box wizard. Now Zenchus is really bearing down now that he has a lost position. Why is this so hard to win this position? I'm up a clear exchange. The problem is if my rook leaves c7, I'm going to drop that pawn. It almost seems like it might be harder to win with my king on e5 than if it was back on like e7 or g7, because this pawn is such a nuisance. f5, take, check, king d4. That looks pretty promising. Although risky, a little risky. Generally speaking, like, you don't want to trade pawns when you're up a piece or the exchange or something like that. We're gonna need to like promote a pawn to win the game. I can't win with 2 rooks against rook and bishop. Thus, trading pawns is generally reducing the chances of queening a pawn. Every pawn that leaves the board is 1 less pawn that can become a queen. The logic behind not trading pawns when you're up a piece or material like this, exchange in this case. Yes. Well, what's my rook on c7 doing? Pretty much nothing, right? Rook on f8 at least is protecting a pawn. I could play rook g8. No, this is good. This is good. Amazing how hard it is to win a winning position. We need your Tartakover quote. Asterbate. I thought it would just be easy pickings once I won the exchange. slim pickings. Whatever. Yeah, you play that. Bishop f1. Good luck with that. Okay, he has bishop d3, rook takes g2. So I think he has to. King's headed for d4. Ambulance is on its way. Quiet Friday morning here. Seal 4. Was it seal 4? Well, it's not capital. It's seal LV. Is that Ivy? Can't read, man. I need glasses. Seal IV. Seal LV. Seal LV. Now what do I do? He's threatening rook e2 check. Okay. Well, whatever. Check. Bishop d3. That doesn't help my case. This is kind of annoying. Wow. That is annoying. Okay. No, I have check, bishop d3. Yeah. Go ahead. Play bishop d3. Nope. He didn't want to. Changed his mind. That's fine. Can't blame him for that. We are winning. Latvia. Not to be confused with Las Vegas. There's another LV here. Alright. Phew. Dude, what happened in this opening? I mean, the Marazzi losing with white? Okay, so knight d5 is just bad. But before we go on to the next game, I just want to double check this. You must have done something seriously wrong there. It's not easy to lose on the white side of the Marazzi. f3. f3 not very common. Takes, best move. Bishop takes. Yeah, so bishop e6. Yeah, it looks like bishop e6 is better than bishop d5. I mean, bishop d7. I've been, worried about Castle's queen side. Now he has to play bishop e2 and transpose, or play rook c1. Yeah, so I played perfectly. Perfect game. 1 in accuracy, 22 CPL. Almost perfect game. Knight d5 is just a blunder. Okay. Jesus. Zaltzman had this position against Gelfand from 1989. Alright. Belorussia. No, that was probably already in Israel. I don't know when Gelfand immigrated to Israel. Probably right around that time. I don't know. 1989 was like the fall of the Soviet Union, so. Alright, 2 challenges. Giffy and Dumids. Giffy. Alright. I'll win 1. You didn't see the skewer of your rook. Sanchez, I assume you didn't see knight takes c4 check, right? I mean, that's the real problem. Oh, I got white again. Let's try something different. Okay. I lost against this player in a game where I think I had to leave early. It was an elephant gambit, if I remember correctly. But h5 is inappropriate. I mean, you don't want to play that unless white plays g3. Especially not in a 7-minute rapid game. Maybe in bullet chess, even in bullet chess, h5 is sort of stupid. I mean, without the g3, what's the point? I mean, you can play that move if you're like on tilt or want to like troll your opponent, but I wouldn't play it against like a higher rated player. Bishop c5. Okay. It's like a scotch. You could even play bishop e3, theoretically. Black is playing the scotch, I guess. But I'm not playing the scotch. That's the only problem. Only one of us is playing the black side of the scotch here. Or either side of the scotch for that matter. I haven't played e4. Now what? Queen d3? It's kind of interesting. I don't feel like committing my bishop to d2, because if he plays knight f6, I have a very strong pin here with bishop g5. So it appears that queen d3 or queen c2 is a good move. Very strange play by black, to say the least, with the h5. So now what's up? Is knight e5 an issue? Well, I guess I have to do this now. If he tries something funky like knight e5, I have queen g3. Oh, of course. Right. d5. Absolutely. Yes, I'm lost already. No comment. What's up, Excel Poker? Bishop f5. What? What? What about like queen f3? Or e4? e4? I would like to trade queens. Chess Zebra is camouflage. That's pretty funny, man. Natural. He's natural camouflage. Now, I guess queen d2? Presumably? Right. This is absolutely standard. Ugh. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, I don't understand why black wouldn't play like pawn takes pawn here. I guess he doesn't like trading queens, but I mean, you know, you can't. It looks like black has some scary counterplay there, honestly. I don't understand how any other move is even conceivable for black. Wow. I don't even know if I'm better after d takes e. He has so much control of like the d3 square and the d file. A couple of pawns for the piece. I mean, for all I know, I could be worse. This is such an inventive piece sacrifice by black with d5. Incredible. I didn't say I was lost after d5. I'm just saying, like, it's conceivable. You know, I don't know if I'm lost or not, but that's a very, very dynamic move. Taking sucks. Or does it? Maybe I screwed up. Oh. You know? Oh man. Maybe I should have just taken. He freaked me out so much with this move that I didn't really rationally think about the options. I mean, I could have taken on d5 first. But he has queen takes d5 there, actually. Attacking the knight on b3. d5 is like an unbelievable move. Simply put. I don't know if I'm lost or not, but I mean, the position is frightening. I think now white is probably winning. Black doesn't have enough compensation for the sacrifice piece, but man, d5? That's an insane move to even conceive of. I mean, otherwise, like, white is just clearly better. This is a tremendous move. Center pawn's too extended. I'm up a piece, dude. I tried to give him a pawn or two back, but he didn't want it. If I wasn't up a piece, I would be, like, overextended. But now... No. I think that black missed serious chances. And now he's just down a piece. Why? He didn't want to trade queens, but I mean, objectively, here, just take. He has 3 pawns for a piece. It's not even a question. Queen takes d8 check. I mean, I don't have a computer fired up. He resigned. Now it's like, okay, a reasonable resignation. Man, my computer is really slow. What is going on? Bill, thank you for sign. I don't want to sign out. What is going on here? Dude. Wow. One inaccuracy. So check it out. Queen d3. Dubious, my only inaccuracy. I thought knight g7 was a good move, but the computer says d6. And after a3 it says d5 question mark. I thought it was a scary move. Perhaps it doesn't work. I mean, if you look at, you just believe the computer. This is like, okay, a losing move, but it's not so simple. Stockfish can calculate like 20 plus moves deep. If you can't calculate 20 moves deep, this is a freaking scary move to deal with. First of all, should I consider taking with the pawn? Now he has queen takes d5, attacking my knight on b3. And if pawn takes pawn, queen takes b3. I didn't even consider this variation, but it is probably good for white. I'm not sure. But let's consider the critical position. Takes. Now, what about just like taking care first? Why did he play bishop f5 first? Because after knight takes b4, queen d2, bishop f5, I have knight to d4, preventing this pawn from moving forward and threatening his valuable bishop on f5. So he goes bishop f5 first. I played e4, and here I wasn't sure. I almost played something crazy like queen g3 or queen d2 just retreating. Computer makes it look easy, but I wasn't at all confident. I mean, I have no development. All of my pieces are on the back rank. One like false step and I'm lost. It might be +5, but if you can't calculate like 15 moves deep, how can I be sure, that I'm winning here? He's one move away from winning by force. I was really nervous. Okay, e4, knight takes b4, queen d2, and then d takes e4. So I have rook a4, which is an idea I was looking for. But I was thinking queen takes here, check. But this is super scary. Rook takes d8, and if I take on a7, he has knight c2 check, and a bunch of checks. This is the kind of thing I was worried about. I'm still not 100% sure. I couldn't walk into a pile of shit here somewhere. Anyway, okay, that was a weird game. We got a million challenges. Where did all these people come from? What's up, Bill? Thank you for 100 bits. Getting the bits flowing. All right, Dumitz, Morales, XL Poker, Bisonov. We're warmed up. My computer is not happy. I can't, or my internet connection or something. Ping 184. I think it's just OBS slowing down. It's like a power hog. You gotta get a different streaming software. Alright. Well, right now, preparation for World Senior Championship is preparation for next week's GM tournament. We have more immediate things to worry about. Next Thursday, I'm playing in a round robin, 9 rounds, classical chess, 40 moves in 90 minutes, 30 seconds per move, then another half an hour. 5-hour time control, average rating over 2,400 FIDE. Wasn't what I was planning. I mean, I thought I was going to be playing in a weaker tournament, and it looks like I'm playing in a category 7. So my immediate focus is on preparing for the 9 people in my tournament next week. The senior championship, this is my best chance. This is my best chance for a warm-up. I don't plan on playing another tournament before November. So this is like my best warm-up for the World Senior in November. I will play a couple of rounds in the Hungarian Team Championship, First Division, which is going to be strong. No, I don't play it for Saturday anymore. I mean, I haven't... He's, I mean, I could theoretically, but it's in Buda. It's far away for me. It takes forever to get to the other side of the river, and I just can't. I don't play unless I'm getting like paid to play in a tournament. Not Mr. Nodge. No. The less underrated players, the better. I mean, it looks like the tournament I'm going to play in is at least like all the players have accurate ratings for the most part. There's no one from India who's like 300 points underrated. The regulars who play in the first Saturday tournaments, like, they lose between 50 and 75 rating points per year. There are grandmasters who are now rated like under 2,300. I mean, IMs who went from 2,400 to 2,000. Okay, they're old, but still. I can't read. My eyesight is too poor. I gave up reading last year. Need to see an eye doctor. Ophthalmologist would be recommended. Haven't had time. I don't want to change my look. And I have this novel, and they make the prints so small in some of these like cheaper copies of like fiction novels. I can barely read the print. It's so small. It's ridiculous. It just totally turns me off to reading. I have like Kindle books and stuff. At least with like ebooks, you can change the size of the print. Tobias, I have no idea what you're talking about. What is 1959 Bobby Fischer's Games of Chess? My 60 memorable games is pretty much like the only book that Fisher ever wrote, except for his experience in a Pasadena jail. Something about a Pasadena jail was like a pamphlet, but are you referring to 60 memorable games? That would be later. If you've played any of the players in my 60 memorable games, you're actually pretty old. Have you played any of Fisher's opponents in my 60 memorable games? If the answer is yes, you're a very old dude. Very solid setup here by black, but passive. You know, h6, c6. I don't know. I forget like all the games in my 60. There must be a Bizgeyer game, no? No. I'm trying to think of other players that I played from Fisher's generation, but I don't think any of them have games in my 60. Bizgeyer doesn't have any games in there. What other players did I play from his generation? Yeah, Walter Brown doesn't have any games. But he was a rival with Fisher, a little bit younger. Because Brown lived in New York. He like was born in Australia but later moved to New York, and he lived in New York. It's funny, Walter lived in California most of his life, but he always had that New York accent. It's kind of funny. An Australian-born guy who lived most of his life in California, but he had a New York accent, which is funny. Yeah, Walter doesn't have any games. I never played like Robert Byrne or the Byrne brothers or Larry Evans. But I did play the one opponent of Fisher in my 60 memorable games in a tournament game, Argentine master Ruben Chokran. And I have zero recollection of the game. I know I beat the guy in a game in the early 90s. He was like a 2300 player, at least when I played him. Dude, Dumas is 1350. I mean, come on. Look at this. It's like playing Kramnik, dude. Why are you playing like Kramnik and you're 1350? How does the 1350 play like Kramnik? Just lucky, I guess. What's your highest rated win? Onishuk, the stronger one, the real one. Karpov's prodigy. He was like 2660. I've never even like played anyone who was 2700. Literally. I've played people who were over 2700, but never when they were actually over 2700 FIDE. So I've never played a tournament game against someone who was currently 2700 plus. That's why I'm kind of sad like I can never play in, say, like the European Championship or something. If I could play in the European Championship, the first non-Kramnik like move of the game, Rook B8. Like first round of European Individual Championship, you could get paired with say like Ivanchuk and he's too low rated, but whoever, you know. With my rating, I would get like a really, really high rated opponent if I were to play in the European Championship round one. I should go to like some super snob tournament like Gibraltar. I had a dream the other night, actually, that I was playing in some elite open, which I never play in. I mean, Onishuk's not that old, but like most players, you got to make a living, you know. And so I guess he mostly like probably teaches chess or something now. There's too many grandmasters in the United States to like compete in tournaments, you know. Even if you're like only 45 or something, he's probably like mid 40s. He's younger than me. Or early 40s. I don't know. He's probably like younger than Kamsky. Even baseball players can like keep playing after 40. I think it's just that he probably, you know, it's just not worth it to like play in tournaments. Too many kids. Too many kids who, you know, are just like supported by their parents. Grandmasters supported by their parents who are going on to become CEOs. There's just too many grandmasters in the United States to try to make a living by playing open tournaments. That's crazy. Even years ago there were too many. Now there's way too many because of these like Texas Tech and UTD and all these colleges like attracting these people to get free degrees. Now like every grandmaster in the world is like going to University of St. Louis or something. It's horrible. I mean, at least I can say that one time I qualified for top 10 in the USCF Grand Prix. That could never happen anymore. If I want to make money, I go into the stock market. Yeah, seriously. Chess is now just a way for like teenagers to beef up their the GM title is just a way for teenagers to like beef up their CV for job applications at some tech company or something. I'm just rambling. What I'm trying to say is like there's no such thing as like professional chess players anymore in the classical sense. Sadly. Below the top, like, you know, elite 20 or something like that. Either you have to teach or do some kind of instruction or quit chess. Things were so much simpler in Bobby Fischer's generation. Imagine, like, you know, a kind of average grandmaster like Arthur Bisgeier or someone like that could make a living, you know, by playing chess. Not possible anymore. Bruce? Who's Bruce? What are you talking about, Tabias? What are you talking about? Bruce Wayne? Bruce Fandolfini hasn't played chess in like 30 years. He hasn't played chess since before I like, you know, I don't think the guy like played chess since the 70s or something. He must be like, I don't know, 95 years old or something. But he was never a strong player. I mean, you don't have to be a strong player to be a great coach. But I don't think Pandolfini, he's not even like a FIDE master, I don't think. I don't know. Alright. He's just a good, he was a really good example of someone who marketed himself really well. Early Pandolfini and early chess marketing. He was the influence of the early Susan Polgar. Susan Polgar's idol. How are you doing, sirs? Probably like the best chess coaches in the world you've never heard of. Let's put it that way. Besides me, of course. Pandolfini could just like charge a lot of money because he lives in Manhattan, and a lot of people would just like buy into that. But his student Josh Weitzkin, his dad was an author who wrote a famous book, and that's how he really beefed up his business. Best-selling books have a tendency to do that. Tao's coach was weak. Well, I don't know. And wasn't Koblenz like a grandmaster? Maybe not. When you say weak, man, you got to qualify that. Compared to Pandolfini, like Koblenz is like freaking Garry Kasparov, This is such a messed up position, dude. He's in a little box. I think the Dumans is pretty good. Just a little bit on the passive side. Probably needs to improve tactically. Not confident in his tactical play. But he's good at bullet chess. Down the exchange. And not resigning. I mean, honestly, Tabayas, you say a lot of stuff that I'm not sure is, really accurate. I don't know if Bobby Fischer really lived in Polgar's house or not. Though they had some contact. And I wouldn't call Nesbedinov like Tao's sparring partner. He had a lot of respect for Nesbedinov, but they didn't even like live in the same region, so it's hard to imagine that he would have been like Tao's sparring partner. I mean, they did play and they were friends, but Tao lived in Latvia, and Nesbedinov was from like a completely different region of Russia. So I don't know how often they could be sparring partners, but Tao did have big respect for him. He had a very good score against Tao. All right, Morales. Nesvedina was from the Kazan. But maybe for a short time he was like a training partner. What is this crap you play, dude? Seriously. Sigh. Why don't you just play the... Yeah, why don't you just play the Moscow or whatever is check over variation? It's like a weird check over. Somehow I got slightly worse last time, like... I don't know, I'm gonna try to keep my bishop. Yeah, it's pretty weird, man, honestly. Chess Ibra. Morales, like... He, I guess, bases all of his openings on like very detailed computer analysis or something like that. This isn't even like legitimately considered, or at least wasn't legitimately considered a variation. But I suppose it's fine. I mean, looking at the engine, thought it was fine. We could transpose to a form of checkover variation. Anti-Najdorf. Anti-anti. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think the father of Fischer was a Hungarian, probably. Acerbate. But it's unclear if that can be proven. But that would explain, like, Fischer's... It would kind of explain Fischer's, interest in Hungary, maybe. You know, why did Bobby, like, really want to come to Hungary, per se, you know? Because of the Polgars? I don't think so. Paul Benko? I don't think that Benko and Fischer were particularly close. Fischer had other friends here. If his father was, like, really, you know, historically a Hungarian, that would maybe account for something. I'm going to play the Najdorf anyway, Morales. It's basically a Najdorf anyway. He said he's playing the anti-Najdorf, but I'll just do a6 later and make you play the Najdorf. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't play h5. Perfect. Wonderful. I have to. This is a Najdorf, whether you like it or not, or whether you want to accept it or not. You know, is it not a Najdorf because there's no pawn on a6? If a tree falls in the forest and you know, does it make a sound or not? Is it not a Najdorf because my pawn's not on a6? Phyllis, these and other philosophical questions will be answered on this stream. These and other critical philosophical questions. Now a6, stopping knight b5. But h5 is a very standard Najdorf move. I made him play the Najdorf. Is it really a Najdorf? Or is it a classical Sicilian or something? Wow. Logical. That makes sense. So what am I going to do? I'm facing the threat of e5. Face the nation. Queen a5, knight b3. Queen b4. Okay, what's wrong with e6? How bad is it? Well, that's the classic Morales thing. I mean, e6 looks dangerous for white, too. He has knight e4 coming. Ad blocker. Block adder. I love the random chat here. Alright. It would be easier to concentrate if I just didn't pay attention to the chat in my own channel. Probably. You made an app where you can color squared any color. Rainbow. Wait. e5, take, knight g4. Okay. Yep. Now what do I do? Bishop e7. What else? I can sack the exchange. I could also play d5. That's totally nuts. Queen a5, knight b3. Queen b4. e5. Take. And now d7's hanging in a lot of variations. End up like losing a pawn at least. Bishop e7, e5. No, I'll take my chances with bishop e7. But what a massively principled player Morales is. How strong is Morales, really? He's so mysterious now. He gets more and more mysterious all the time. He never plays any games. He has no active ratings at all at this point. Yet he seems to get stronger, or at least not weaker. And his score has improved against me a lot. The only theory I come up with is that Morales has, like, he must have Smurf accounts or something. What about d5? You just push? perfect play by white. I don't know how else to describe it. I guess I could play b5, then e5. b5, e5, b4. Pawn takes f6, pawn takes c3. This makes sense. b5, e5, b4. b5, e5. Or take in b4. Pawn takes f6, pawn takes c3. Okay, so this is forced. This is my only chance. It's basically not a Najdorf. It's more like a Richter Rauser than a Najdorf. Now you've got to sack the exchange, or at least consider sacking the exchange. Queen c7. Queen c7. Take. Bishop h6. Everything's about e5. I've never seen anyone who's like so obsessed with that. It's so crazy. Every single game you play with the guy, it's the same theme. Every single game is about the e5 square. Now it's just completely unclear. I had to sack the exchange. Now my knight is attacked. I have to do this. Keep the knight. I assume black has hopefully enough compensation, but I have no sure way of saying like white is better or black is better here. Maybe white is better, I don't know. He's played a perfect game. Perfectly perfect. Principled, everything. Logical. Morales is the most mysterious player on our stream. Just a guess. He's fast too, but he's very secretive. He doesn't have any games anymore. F5, what else? Now I gotta get my king. I gotta get my rook in the game, actually. King, rook. How about castles queenside? What are we gonna do here? Castle? Is that a bad idea? Hey, that's original. Castling. He's twice as fast as me. And just as strong. It's pretty intimidating, dude, seriously. Look at his score against me in the last 7 games. Win, loss, win, win, draw, win, loss. So out of the last 7 games, he has 4.5 out of 7. Lifetime score, 126 to 304. You've got to be a national master to have that score, dude. Seriously. Like, at least around 2200. That's, or at least close. I mean, he's got to be objectively 2200 national rating strength to be having almost 50% against me. 50% of my score, whatever. 25%. Possible 430 games. He has 126. Better than a quarter. It's around 30% score. So 250 would be an IM. What am I doing? He's trying to trick me with some sort of tactic. What just happened? Now he's just like blitzing me. It's the E5 score. Are you serious? It's totally not normal. How well you play. It's crazy. He knows too much, dude. It's too weird. He's crazy strong and super fast. I mean, he would have to be at least a national master. I don't think he was that strong in the beginning. I mean, he was like maybe 2100. He's gotten conceivably stronger. Significantly stronger. Over the last period. He seems to have gotten stronger, like 100, 150 rating points stronger. Through all these games we played. Oh no. What am I doing? I missed something here. There's no way this player is not a national master, at least. Seriously, dude. He's like a freaking machine. What is the sound upon loss of like White's play in this game? And twice as fast as me. Playing for the win. What are you talking about? What win? Are you serious, Chess Ibra? I'm playing for a win? I'm trying to stay alive. Don't give me any ideas. You want me to play for a win? Oh my god. Now I'm playing for the win. This is totally irrational. Go Gadget Arms. What? It's all Chess Ibra's fault. He gave me the idea of playing for a win. I think I'm probably close to loss, dude. C3. Rook takes h3. I can't believe it. What did you miss? Well, you went like postal, first of all. You know, you're up a pawn and a rook inning. You don't have to like risk losing, you know, by the way. We arrived at this position like here, where it was like an endgame. I don't know what did I miss? It's relatively equal, you know. What did I do? Why is this is just lost, really? Wow. Honestly, because he has like isolated pawns and the g2 is like attackable, I thought I was okay. What did Morales do wrong? He should have played g4. Play g4, you can't lose it. What's up with g4? No, there's no conceivable way to like lose this position with white. You actually lost. I don't know about this fixed evaluation there. 3.3, what is that? How is there like a fixed evaluation? Oh wow, so you had rook f3 here. Maybe better. Is this a winning position? So rook c5 is a blunder. You had to play rook f3, rook e5, rook f2. And like there's no conceivable way you can lose, obviously. You're clearly better, on the verge of winning. So rook c5 was the blunder. And it looks good. I thought I might still be losing. Only now at move 36 did I consider playing for a win. Because Chess Ebro said so. He gave me the idea. Like, I would have normally played g4 and tried to draw. But when Chess Ebro was like, he's playing for the win, I literally decided to play for a win. I thought this might be losing, though, you know. a5, rook takes h3. Obviously, like, a super complicated rook ending. The engine says it's 0. That's funny. He had 3 inaccuracies, 5 blunders, and 51 cent upon loss, and I had 5 inaccuracies and 3 blunders, and 38 cent upon loss. Alright. That's a wild game. What's up with the opening? Like, nobody plays this. Movsesian has some games. He's a guy who does play some weird stuff. Last time I played rook c8 against you, and the engine says that's best. But I mean, come on, man, it's a bishop. How this can be bad? This is unfair. Maybe black doesn't have to take on d4? It's possible to play like g6 and to turn it into a Benoni. But I also thought about this. I don't like e5 though. Yeah, we looked at this last time. Yeah, this is gross. Here, e takes d6, e takes d6. It's conceivably playable for black. Chess Ebro was right. In the end, I was winning. I was totally lost. He's a genius. But I was winning. I was winning. How was I winning? I could have just taken the pawn. I missed bishop takes b2 check. I have like 12 seconds. I thought it was dangerous to play this for some reason. This is just good. Such an idiot. After queen takes e4, queen c8, he's like better now. Why didn't you just take here? Oh, you did, okay. Why didn't you play bishop e5, Morales? This is classic, dude. You have your control of the e5 square. I can't believe you didn't like blockade and let yourself like take control of the e5 square to blockade. Why did you not play that? That's like classic Morales. Now you're like playing the white side of the. Now you're playing the white side of the Scotch gambit or whatever. You know. This is a horrible position for me. I would have played here. I looked at this. You know, and I can like recapture with a rook or something. I can hold on. I suck. Yeah, bishop e5, he missed that. You were being too materialistic. Just focus on the strategic factors. See, the minute you get materialistic, you lost your advantage. Alright. National Master. SM. Sladgy Master. We're awarding Morales the title of SM. In my book, you're a Sladgy Master. You could also be Suck Master. Here we go, another exciting Marazzi. Oh my god, what is that? What are you doing? Why do you want to make that exchange? Gets into people. Knight takes c6. Yuck. First honorary Sladgy Master. I gotta admit that is an annoying opening system. You don't play over the board tournament since 2018. Yeah, but even in 2018, you didn't tell us about your over the board tournaments, did you? He's very secretive. You said you played once in Boston? What about queen somewhere? Queen. Rook d8, queen c7. Rook d8, queen a5. Rook b8 and queen a5. We can do both. Do everything. Or the game you sent me a few days ago. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You sent me the game from chess results. I don't understand. That's funny. I convinced myself that it wasn't you, it was someone else. Because you had a game in the right. You had a game in the study already, didn't you? I'm totally confused now. Wait, did you have a game in yesterday's? You didn't have a game yesterday's because there weren't enough places. Don't ask me. I'm a little confused. I don't know why like some people don't they don't adapt well to over the board chess. But I mean, to be fair, like, you can't just play one tournament every 3 years and be a successful over the board like master or something. I mean, you have to kind of commit to it, you know. I mean, there are occasionally people that can do that, but Great Lazarus, welcome. Wait is flirting with disaster. Sadly, Lake Morales doesn't achieve National Master level results in the few tournament games he's played, apparently. But, you know, I think if you did play on a regular basis every month or something, then you should achieve it. No, I think you could get to 2,200 FIDE. But again, you know, 1 or 2 tournaments a year is not enough. And 1 or 2 tournaments every few years is not enough. You have to play, like, monthly. I mean, I think, like, realistically, if you want to play strong over the board chess, I mean, I'm already, like, semi-retired, so I know how to do it, though. I mean, I've been playing over the board chess for 35 years. Once you, like, it's like riding a bicycle. Once you do it, you know how to do it. I can not play for a long time and still retain a lot of my strength. Other people, not so much. You know, you need experience. Too old, too parent. Well, I mean, it's the question of the responsibilities, and you can't commit yourself. It's like anything else. Rook takes b2, e5. Rook takes b2. Doesn't work. c5. C5 was my plan, right? Knight takes e4. But it still doesn't work. Does it? Feels like there's a tactic here. Let's see what happens on this. Stupid question. Chessibras, except I'm 1750. And in Hawaii. It's better than Alaska, but not by much. Actually, it's better than Alaska. You can ask, hey, it's Miro. At least you have, like, some tournaments in Hawaii. I mean, you know, it's not unheard of for National Masters to come out of Hawaii, but very rare for Alaska. Brian Smith really only coming strong after he left Alaska. Getting on the Trump train. Bishop f2. Oh. A tricky move. He's circumventing these tactics where I'm playing like queen takes c3, queen takes e3 check. Oh, but I have other stuff with like bishop g4. Now you don't have the f2 square available to your king. Hello? No f2 square. Uh-oh. That's a problem. There's no f2 square. Esser done. Dude, just start a new life, Chessibra. That's what I did. Just divide your life up into like the old life and the new life and be reborn. You don't have to be sad, you know, forever. I know it's easy for me to say that, and you have strife and stuff. But at some point, it's not too late to be reborn as Chessibra the second, where you're like a chess master. Look at it as an opportunity. Of course, it's easier if you don't have any children or something. Yeah. Well, just abandon your family. Be a deadbeat dad. Focus on chess. That's the important thing. Alright, he lost. Bisonov, where did all our subscriber or just our challenges go? Bisonov. There's no reason you can't be a deadbeat dad and a chess master too. Alright. But I don't think it has anything to do with age. You know, I'm not subscribing to that. I think it's responsibilities. Age doesn't help, but it's not the main thing, you know. I still think, like, older players can become masters. Our main problem is the responsibilities that prevent us from focusing on the important things like chess. Oh no. Not the evils of chess base. It's not as bad as cheese.com, but close. Alright. Now I'm done with them. I paid my chess base dues. We don't do chess base anymore. Alright. Knight c3. Let's just play mainline Caro. Oh yes. Did we play this against you already? Aliakin Gambit? Chess pace is gross. For many reasons, but whatever. Not enough competition in the chess training business. Chess base should be put out of its misery. Seriously. Permanently retired from the chess world. Unsound Gambit. I did a video on this. Well, not this, but a game that Aliakin played. It's just... I was talking about, like, sacrificing material in the opening for the initiative. We probably don't want to play it against our friend FIDE Master Schieberspieler. But he's playing the critical continuation. Okay, queen takes d4, knight f3. Jonathan S. Can't spell his last name trap in Caro. Do you think, like, a Talic aggressive player has a lower chance of becoming a master in the modern chess world? No, I mean, I think there's many ways to approach chess. That would be very difficult to answer that question. I don't think so. I think, objectively, I look at it this way. In any games, like, being aggressive is an advantage. You know, I think, like, the object is to win the game by checkmate. I mean, inherently, like, you have to be aggressive. You should have to be aggressive to win. It should be an advantage to be aggressive. The problem is, some people, like, take it too far. I will make the comment that I think I've noted this on my stream a lot. I've noticed it in poker and in chess too. It seems like on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being like super aggressive and 0 being like super passive. Amongst like beginner players are way more on the aggressive side, like toward the 7, 8, 9, 10 than they are toward the like 0, 1, 2, 3 passive side. People tend to be more aggressive than they really probably should be in the grand scheme of things. I think being too aggressive is more common than being too passive. But on the other hand, in general, being more aggressive is probably better. No, I don't think it would be a handicap in general. It's an interesting question. What do I do here? That's interesting. He's blocking in his bishop, so that looks really ugly. I guess knight g5. Speaking of tile-like aggression, knight g5. We play it like a knight d7 Karo. Is your challenge still up there? Yeah. 2453. Pretty soon, Excel Poker's going to be higher rated than me. Keep going, man. But I do think that like people tend to be a little overly aggressive because they play weaker people, and then like it's easy to beat them. So like they get away with being too aggressive. If you play people that are too good all the time, you'll become too passive. If you play people that are too weak all the time, you go the other way and you become too aggressive. So all the people I play that are like overly aggressive are that way because they're mostly playing like weak players and they can do whatever they want. If you're like overly aggressive, you need to play stronger players. And if you're like too passive, you need to play weaker players probably more. You're probably playing too strong players that are beating you down. Like you don't want to play computers because it'll just like make you afraid. That's why I quit playing computers. Circa 2000, 2002, I don't know, 2003. I stopped playing engines altogether because I realized it was making me like play like I was afraid. You mean Bobby Fischer has no direct relation to chess base? Okay. Just confirming. A friend of mine told a story about teaching Bobby to use chess base. It was pretty funny. He didn't even know how to use a mouse. Practically. He was like an alien from another planet. The day I taught Bobby Fischer how to use a mouse, this is a literal story. He didn't use computers at all. It was like the mid 80s. It's boring to play solid all the time, right? But it's inherently correct. It's also a very effective way to play against weak players, but not very fun. I don't seem to have a sacrifice. This could cast doubt on the validity of knight g5 as the best move. But maybe it's my last move that's the problem. I don't know. What am I supposed to play aside from bishop d2? Nothing really obvious. I'm just going to go back. I mean, you played h6. Maybe it slightly weakens your king side. What do I do when I'm... what do I do when it's dangling by its tail? Which kind of animal are we talking about here? Be careful if it's like a gerbil. Their tails will just come right off. Depends on what kind of animal we're talking about. Fish, you're probably alright. Oh, this reminds me of the Alyakin game. Wow. There was some theme with knight c5 and he gave up his bishop on d3. Similar position. Queen takes e6 check. Queen g4. What do I want to do? Bishop c3. Yeah, but this knight c5 is annoying. Queen d4. Double attack. Double trouble. The Ishii Press. What is that again? They do like weird chess books. I don't know if they're evil. You had knight f6? Oh my god. So queen d4 was a blunder. I still have compensation, but the queen d4 was definitely a blunder. Remind me what the Ishii Press publishes again. Weird chess books? Self-published chess books. Stuff like that. I wouldn't call that evil. That's more like, you know, not evil, I would say. Evil is like big companies that don't care about the little guy and monopolize the market. Check king e7 and my... This is where Karpov plays king e7. No. Karpov-Kamsky. Different position. Queen d4 was a mistake earlier. It's the big companies that monopolize that I think are evil. That's why we're playing on lichess. Why else would I play on this site, you know? Independent site that doesn't charge money for memberships and advertise and crap like that. Of course. What else? Where else would I play chess? Okay, 95. What would Morales do? I saw this article the other day where obviously some exploitationist real estate investor wrote an article complaining that the federal government was raising interest rates and they were killing the market, you know. Like, you expect that, like, forever, like, the housing market will just go up 30% year over year every single year, and you can rake in like 30% return on investment? I don't understand what people are thinking. Is that normal? Is that sustainable? You're supposed to just... Where do you think the money is, like, coming from that you're getting? It's like people like me. Like, you're stealing my money. You're not, like, just improving the world or something by flipping houses. Are you serious? Oh, the federal government is evil for raising interest rates. They're destroying my 30% profit every year. Dude, get a take on reality. I'm raving like Bobby Fischer now. Alright. Different stuff, but still raving. Raving is raving. I want to sack my queen. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I just couldn't believe someone had the audacity to complain. Last year, like, real estate prices went up like 30%, or since the pandemic. Is that normal? Do you think, like, now people can't afford to get a home? They have to, like, live in their cars and stuff. So you can flip houses and make, like, 30% return on investment. Screw you, you know? Oh, I'm not going to make 30% return on my investment this year. How much did you make flipping burgers? People have to like live in their cars. They can't buy homes. While others are just like raking in the dough, exploiting. I mean, I'm not like a socialist or anything, but there's got to be a limit, you know? It's not sustainable to have an economy where, you know, real estate investors are making 30% return on investment year on. And you're on again. I mean, you can't have that happen. It's crazy. Mr. Bisonov hanging on, and now I don't have enough compensation. Mr. Bison. The Bisonic Lodge. Nobody paid you for flipping burgers? Dude, I was gonna take with my queen there. Totally irrational. Did you flip burgers? Seriously? How's the burgers in Greece? Classic Greek burgers. I couldn't believe there's a story about Domino's leaving Italy. Why would Domino's open up Domino's in Italy? We don't even have Domino's in Hungary. Let alone like Italy. Are you serious? It's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. What kind of Italian would order Domino's? What a stupid idea to begin with. That's totally insane. Bijak, didn't you say you have Domino's in Serbia? Am I imagining that? No. Then what am I thinking of? Oh man, I missed a good move. Well, they left Italy now. Shockingly. But it's so odd to think, like, you could have Domino's in Italy or Hungary. Like, where would you open it? They have KFC here. I think we'll open a Domino's in Italy. That was a great decision. Oh my god. No! I swindled him with a student body attack. F5 was playable. F5 was playable earlier. Ah, this is a terrible game. This was a terrible game, especially by me. We still have half an hour. Chess poker, whatever his name is. Chess and poker. Does anybody do a chess and poker stream? There was some guy like a while back, a couple of years ago, like a Bulgarian, who was streaming chess and poker. I was thinking playing poker and chess simultaneously. The only way would be unique, you know. What? 132 cent upon loss and 172 cent upon loss. That is seriously horrifying. Yeah, this definitely goes down as like one of the worst games ever played. Bill W, thank you. 100 bits. I mean, I started to go wrong, or we started to go wrong, like it looks like at this point, objectively. You know, queen d4 was just an idiotic move by me. I totally spaced and missed knight f6. But he's threatening knight c5, so I guess I should consider queen g4 right away. Yeah, this was my original plan, and then I'm like an idiot and changed my mind. But maybe it wasn't that bad. It takes his knight off to f6, and so I have better control of the e5 square. Alright, so I still have compensation. c5, queen h4, and the game was okay until this point. After bishop e7, okay, this is still fine. You play queen b6. You know, I started to think like I wasn't better here, and the computer says I'm totally winning. I was losing faith in my position. But knight e5 was fine. Yeah, and so in this position, let's stop, turn off the engine. What? I missed the win. Knight takes f7 I looked at. Speaking of Tal, I wanted to sack my queen. There ain't no way to sacrifice your queen here. So like, what is there? Why am I plus 4.7? Do I have queen a4? The simple queen a4? Oh my gosh. So queen a4 just like paralyzes him. Wow. I completely missed this move. He's completely paralyzed. I'm threatening bishop b5 and like bishop a5. That's... Dude, that's like brutal. What's he gonna do after that? I think like black has to resign after queen a4. It's funny, I looked at like bishop b5, I'm like, well, that doesn't work. You know, he just takes it. But I moved my queen 10 times already. Phew, this is crushing. Wow. Alright. So Excel Poker, your challenge is disappearing. Wait for it to come back. Excel Chess. 7+5. From Germany. Dude, what? Challenge canceled. Challenge canceled. What is that about? What do you mean challenge canceled? You canceled the challenge? Oof. I don't know what I want to play. I played Sicilian. We have time for 2 more games. This one and one more. Actually, Excel Poker plays the Caro-Kann. I think I've gone to KFC like once. It just feels too weird to go to KFC in Budapest. Very popular here though. People like it. I think that Domino's would have done alright. We have Pizza Hut. And Pizza Hut came and went and then came back again. But it is surprising that they don't try Domino's here. I always thought that was very weird. Foreign companies don't really like Hungary though. Especially Ryanair. Knight g3. There's like a huge war now between the Hungarian government and Ryanair. He called like the Hungarian economics minister and some other guy like Dumb and Dumber. I mean the owner of Ryanair. It's really funny. But policies toward foreign companies and stuff are really dodgy. The European Commission is not happy with Hungary due to certain government policies. Banks and so forth, like a lot of foreign banks have left. We used to have Citibank, it's gone. There's basically only Austrian banks and pretty much no other foreign banks here. They're trying to like kick out foreign supermarkets. So far unsuccessfully. Who will be the last game? You play bishop d2. Well, it's Friday, guys. Enjoy your weekends. I will be back on Sunday. This is like a very super standard position. One of my teammates plays the Caro-Kann all the time. Gela Ishvan. This is like routine. Pretty boring, but solid for black. Delicious food. No need for fast food. Yeah, I mean, if you like traditional food, like my kids, for example, they don't really like kind of heavy Hungarian traditional food. They'd rather go to like some kind of foreign restaurant, like whatever, you know, fast food, Indian, Chinese. Hungarian food's a little heavy. You know, it's really not ideal if you're like going on a diet or something, but it's very, very good. Expelling foreign companies shouldn't be bad for the economy. Of course it's bad for the economy. They're trying to discourage these foreign supermarket chains like Lidl, Tesco, Auchan, which have the biggest market share. I mean, to be honest, there is no quality Hungarian supermarket anymore, or maybe there never was. But they're discouraging competition, and the European Commission is really fed up with Hungary. Understandably so. But Hungary now has to like beg for a lot of money. They're trying to like kiss up to the EU to get their money for COVID relief and other stuff that was being withheld. This is a very complicated political situation here. Yeah, Lidl is the most affordable, and they're everywhere. Like even in the United States, I think. Now. It seems like Tesco has gone downhill. Probably Brexit didn't help. Auchan is pretty good. More of like a supermarket, high, like big bulk stuff. Sometimes I'll order from Auchan. I guess that's a French company. I think Lidl is German, yeah. Yeah, it's like they've broken into the United States market. Traditionally, there was certainly no like German supermarket chains in the U.S., for example, but they're even getting in the market there. Yeah, Tesco I'm not a big fan, but there was a Tesco near my house, and they closed it. But it wasn't that bad. What is Spar? That's like Scandinavian or something? Excel Poker going, we don't have Astrobate. Are you sure? I don't think you're right, dude. I think Kroger is like an American. Kroger is pretty German. No, that's Freddy Krueger. It might be a German name, dude, but there's a lot of German immigrants in the United States. I think it's safe to assume that that's an American company. In fact, I think it's like from the Midwest or something. You know, both sides of my family have German. Spar might be Dutch, yeah. That would make sense. That's why I thought, okay, close to Scandinavian, but not quite. Equal position. Kroger. Dude, I think that's like from some Midwestern state, Acerbate. You're funny, dude. You're a piece of work. Freddy Krueger. It's German. Poor Acerbate. Uh-oh, he found 95. Now we've got problems, boys and girls. Now white is better. We're gonna have to be very, very quiet. Don't like this situation. I don't want any unnecessary pawns on dark squares. And my knight has squares. 2. It actually has 2 squares. I'm not sure about this, but Excel Poker is like better. Acerbate, did you sign my search warrant for that bishop? One more game after this. It looks like Prometheus is second. So Sumaher is first. No, in fact, Acerbate, I saw an article somewhere, you know, with all the abortion law controversies in the United States. I thought it was founded in some state that's like right-wing Republican. Kroger. It's probably from like Ohio or Indiana or something like that. Now, a lot of people forget like how many German immigrants are in the United States. I mean, it was like one of the biggest minorities that immigrated to the United States. The melting pot. I'm going to keep my rook on the open file here. Nowadays, no German in his right mind would like immigrate to the United States, right? But years ago, I would like immigrate from the United States to Germany. I wouldn't immigrate from like Germany to the United States now, but years ago, it was a different case. Alright, my knight has been kicked out of the c5 square. I do have f5, however. Ugly, but it might hold on. You have one chance to play en passant. I mean, if I was playing Morales, I would be screwed again. Well, I mean, I think moving anywhere in Europe would be a good idea from the United States. If you value like democracy or something. But we are closer. Actually, there's an energy crisis now, so maybe it's not such a good idea because of the war in Ukraine. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not up to date. I mean, I should probably like not say that anymore. Energy crisis. Not a joke. Yeah, Excel Poker, I think I tired him out or something. This is an awesome position. Double exclamation point. Rook d1. I did see it before I played the move, but at that point I didn't think there was any like going back. To all of you who like auto recapture and stuff, just keep that move in mind. F4, rook takes check, king e7. There's some interesting stuff going on here. I'm gonna have to play king e7 anyway. It's king e7 or king c7. King and pawn game like is very touch and go for black. Rook h1. King and pawn game is very touch and go. He's gonna get a rook on d6. But we have some interesting stuff. f4. King e7, f4. Rook d4. Rook h2. Rook takes f4, rook takes g2. King f1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, anyway, it looks like this is probably forced. What is my next move? Rook h5, king e3. Rook g2, or rook h2, g3. There's also rook h1. What if I penetrate into his position? So rook h1, rook d6, rook a1. Rook takes c6, rook takes a2 check. I don't see how it can be worse here. Rook h7? You mean rook h2? Your other h7. My other brother Daryl. This is my brother Daryl. My other brother Daryl. I mean, white's a little overextended. He can always play rook d1. At least that would like give me a chance to force his king back to a more passive locale. Low calorie. This is a draw. This is a draw. Rook d1, take, take, king f7, king d2, king g6, king e3, king g5. This is a draw. No, you thought about rook h7 going into king and pawn in game. Rook h7? What are you talking about? Like here? Rook here? But how does that go into a king and pawn in game? I mean, I think he's mistaken. Clearly, Excel Poker should have taken en passant on f6. He doesn't know about the en passant rule. It's so funny, like, how many of my people I know who are, like, beginners, literally, they don't know. I'm just kidding about Excel Poker. But I don't understand why he would not do that. I guess he just really liked this variation with rook d1. That was cute. Why would he not take on f6? He's a better structure and a bishop versus knight. White is slightly better, there's no question. It's like a textbook position. I was just hoping to hold on for a draw. I mean, after f5, pawn takes f6, I'm literally groveling for the draw. And that's all I can get. Max, draw. You know, now he can conceivably lose. You're saying knight d2, rook d1, rook h7. Oh, rook h7. You know, you gotta watch out, because he has, like, rook d6 there. Rook h7, rook takes d check. Rook here, rook d6. Rook takes d6, pawn takes d6, e5. f3. Rook takes d6, pawn takes d6, c5. Uh-oh. I have that. Master had that move. So he can't play rook d6. Wow. So rook d7, king d7, king e3. This is the problem, Bijak. King e3, king e7, king f4, king f7, king g5, king g7, and I might be in Sichuan. You might be getting Sichuan there. Here, there's no way I'm getting Sichuan. He can't break through on the queen side. Famous last words. Theoretically, I could win. Theoretically not. Theoretically not. Theoretically, nobody can win. G3. This is... I have the beautiful pawn chains. My pawn chains are more beautiful than yours. Oh my gosh. F4 check! How to lose. F4 check loses. So you got the... You got me. At the... You got the opposition. Got me. He of more beautiful pawn chains. Look at that sloppy. Look at that, it looks a mess. Nice pawn structure, dude. Look at that nasty pawn structure he has. This is not a draw. I win the aesthetic prize for the better and more beautiful pawn structure. There's no... Look at that awful pawn structure. It's disgusting. Ugh. Look at that backward pawn on a2. Overextended e5 pawn. Backward pawn on f2. How is he even drawing this? It's unbelievable. I lose if I play f4. Look at this. Those are beautiful. No, f4 loses. Or does it? Oh my god. Holy shit. Wait a second. I actually have f4. Hold on. Did I ever have f4? I can play it here. Oh my god. He has tempi moves, like a3 and a4. This is very important, right? If I play f4, let's say here, okay? If I play f4 here, you know, yeah, it's like a perfect game by both sides. Holy shit. 40 moves and 0, 0, 0, 8, 0, 0, 0, 7. Again, a moral victory for me. So if I play f4, he plays king e4. Now I actually lose, right? If I'm not careful. Well, maybe even if I am careful. Now f3. a3. And black is losing. Or not. I'm still... No, I'm not. I'm still going to lose. Still going to lose. Doot, doot, doot. And then a4. Nice knowing you. If f4, king here, only move. What if I try to play it a different way? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm going to lose. Now my beautiful pawn chain is overextended. One last game. But I mean, you should take on f6 en passant. Really? It wasn't an inaccuracy not to take on f6 en passant? I thought you were better. The computer says it's like equal. I'm certainly not better. We haven't played our boring King's Indian ready style move order in a long time. It almost feels like refreshing to play this now. What does Sumair do? Like play the London system? I forget now. Oh, e6. Alright. 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 Are you a B6er? One of those people who does the early B6? Catalan? Catalonia. Boring. Sorry. We've been a while. We haven't done a discussion on this in a while. It's really gross. I know. I had this game with Chessbia about 3 years ago, where I basically, after that game, I was like, I'm never playing this opening again. It's like hopeless for white. Although his setup is kind of passive, it's still very, very solid. Normally people play c5 here, like Chessbia did against me, and then knight c6, and then b6, and then bishop e7, and it's like hopeless for both sides. I mean, I guess, like, theoretically, the game can evolve. It's all the pieces are on the board. There's no exchanges of anything, and it's still boring. Like, how is that possible, right? Seems like c5 is the main move. Yeah, that just drives me nuts. His move is a little more passive. So now his knight won't be able to go to c6. He's going to play a more traditional sort of Catalan, closed Catalan. Lasker preferred to get the bishop out on f5, like a London. Well, it is a London. It's not like a London. Sergio. Are you an old Sergio or a new Sergio? Sergio Valente. Sí, pero muy poco. No hablo español. So you'll just have to learn English. Alright. Chess is an international language. There's no need for anything else. This is a favorite of mine when I was a kid. Combining the ready and like the King's Indian attack into kind of one system. It's like a hybrid. But black doesn't have much space here. I think he's already in serious trouble. He wasn't prepared for this. Caught him sleeping. Oh yeah. The big one. He generously allowed e5. This is a practical decision by my opponent. But he's missing his white square bishop. We still have a very strong attack. Oof. Mubad is unapologetic. King's Indian attack ready. Look at that knight on e8. It's ready to party. Oh yeah. I'm gonna trade queens, sure. I'll be right there. I'll be right over. Wait a second. Honestly, like, I caught Sumahara, like, not really ready for this. He forgot how to play against the ready. Please trade the queens. I'm not trading queens. I like your knight on e8. Man, that's ugly. I think you should play queen c7 and give your knight a break. He's just immediately committing suicide. That's probably the best thing to do, honestly. I think that's the worst game Sumahara ever played against me. Yeah, the passive setup a little bit over the top, you know. I still think you should play c5 here. It's probably number one move. Yeah, by far. c5 is by far the number one move for black. But you can also play b6, it can transpose. You know, so probably either one of those moves is fine. It doesn't really matter, but knight on bd7 means your knight can't go to c6 anymore. So this is slightly passive. We're following literally the best possible line. And interestingly, in this position, everyone played, well, most people played c6. 6 people played e4. Who? Bade Bela. It's a Hungarian from Romania. Markovsky. John Bartholomew, who rated the stream yesterday. Some German guy, Lars Stark. Oscar Pano, and Kettle Lee. I mean, I like e4. What's the problem? You just have to suffer here, though. This is not a fun position to play for black. It's pretty amazing that black has a plus score. I'll take white any day here. But you make a very significant mistake. After this means that you no longer have control of e4, so that my knight has an outpost now. And that's how you lost the game. Never surrender the strong point. It's the same in the London. A lot of people do that. Yeah, take a break. Step away for a few days. Alright guys, we're going to see you on Sunday for the Simul. Thanks all of you for your support. Don't forget to donate. Support our World Senior Champ adventure. I've got a tournament next week, but I will be streaming Sunday Simul, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. I'll see you all then. Take care, guys. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.